Hello, our truth warriors, and welcome back to the Atlantic Underground podcast. I've stuck myself in the corner so I can't cause too much trouble. So today's presentation's a little bit different to the normal interviews we do, but it is something we've been working on. And I do apologize to the people out there that have been waiting for this because the information I had to gather kept coming thick and fast, and it's took quite a while to put this together, as well as technical difficulties that we have been having. So let's start off with this anyway. The human mind is the most incredible and powerful biocomputer, and its capability is beyond anything we have ever understood. In our lifetime, we will only ever use a tiny fraction of its potential. It has its own cloud base that we transmit and receive to, and using our DNA towers, we can get that message back and forth. We've deliberately been dumbed down and had a lot of our DNA switched off for now, but I do believe that that's going to change. Now, it's not my intention to upset anyone here today, but you may feel triggered by what you hear. So please just chill out and relax. This isn't aimed at anyone. This is a general overall view of what's happening, what's coming next, and where we're going to eventually head if we don't do something about it. I urge you to validate and research anything I say today, as all the information here is easily accessible on all the public domains and corporate websites. So please do your due diligence in regards to that. We also ask that if you like what you see here today and you think that the message is important, that you do please like and share and subscribe to the channel, because the more people we get this information into the hands of, the more chance we actually have of solving the problems that we are facing. So here we go, everyone. And I hope you enjoy this. Please give me your feedback on this. This is not going to be a 5-minute quick watch to satisfy your curiosities, but watching this full feature will actually position you for what is coming. And without this information, you won't have the true armor to protect yourself. The power behind this message is not me, but you and your ability to discuss and share this. Share this information with many others, and together we will stand undefeated. I promise you this. Now, if I told you that the invisibility cloak from Harry Potter was real, you'd probably laugh. But I'll let you look into that one yourself. Many people are not concerned about the eradication of the middle class because they don't see the connection or understand the intent and purpose of this. And therefore, in their minds, it's a conspiracy theory. Sadly, this is not the case. You see, the assault upon humanity is hidden in plain sight. And when you choose to take notice of what's going on, the dots are connected very quickly. And the questions in passing that you had all of a sudden become blatantly obvious. The biggest question I always get is why? Why would they do this to us? Well, you see, the middle class is the biggest threat to the plans of these modern and very determined tyrants. And how are we the biggest threat? You see, when people own their own home or their own business, they own a car and enough money to live that quality lifestyle. They're not so threatened or controlled enough, and they pose a problem. The middle class has the ability to educate itself and research themselves on how the system operates. and the means and time to choose a healthier lifestyle, buying higher quality foods, maybe joining a gym, and basically looking after themselves. The middle class travel and grasp other cultures. The middle class overall are the biggest group of private firearm owners for sport, hunting, and most of all, defense. The middle class also has the most to lose, and if a lot don't wake up, lose it they will. For now, the middle class collectively has a greater sphere of influence over the profits of corporations through the purchasing of goods and the financing of projects within their own community, connecting them to other people. Together in solidarity, after not falling for the divide and conquer techniques, the middle class has more power than the 1% itself. It now has the tools to communicate with each other faster than before and become organized en masse if required. For the most part, it has the confidence to speak its mind, especially critical thinkers. It has the ability to fight for and protect human rights and challenge the global injustice at the hands of the corrupt governments and the tyrannical elites, all hell-bent upon control and ultimate control over the populace. They have quite the battle to remove that very sphere of influence the middle class has. The slow tiptoe the elite class has made almost unnoticed by the people. But, let's take a look at what's been done and how the acceleration of this program has increased, as well as figuring out how much power they have gained all over the world. Our indoctrination has been the key to this, and the hardest part for anyone out there to face is the fact that it has been done to them. Yes, every single one of us has been conditioned to think and act in a certain way, regardless how much you deny it. And in this way that supported the elite stronghold for so long, the middle class, as the biggest group of consumers, have funded the growth and stability of the very corporations, the banking establishments, and the very thing that comes through your TV, the entertainment industries. These corporations are all owned by monopolies, via majority shareholding by the 1%, who then have the greatest influence over how these popular companies operate. I hope you're starting to figure this out now, and that certain rigid belief systems are being challenged. Right now, in order for them to have control over us, they have to remove the very lifestyle we have been accustomed to. And they're going to use the very tool they have always had at their disposal. They're going to affect your minds. They're going to try and get you to think in a certain way, but they're also going to be able to install that very fear into you as well, if you allow it, that is. You see, right now, we're looking at the greatest wealth transfer in world history. This is the weaponization of the global financial markets and the system, and its replacement is going to be the central bank digital currency. This is not the only tool they have in the box for digital enslavement. And the harsh reality takes a turn towards the ultimate evil they really want when we look further into this. I do at this point, though, want to quickly ask the people who say they are fighting against evil, those who have faith in religion, to take a good look at what they're doing to combat such an ultimate evil, or if they know what it even is. Because quite frankly, I don't think praying is cutting it right now, or just sitting back and waiting for somebody else to come and save you. You should be at the forefront of this battle against evil unless you don't have what it takes. You have the numbers, and of course, you have the backing of the big guy, don't you? Anyway, back to your global enslavement. Your global enslavement is coming through the weaponized financial means, what we call the money weapon. So when you lose everything because the great taking, and there's certainly a documentary, if you've not seen it, it's a book, it's a documentary. You're going to find it on thegreattaking.com. I'm going to put the links in the comments or the notes of this video that you're watching, so you'll actually find that. The Great Taking will destroy ownership of everything you had. Your cash in the bank, all that is going to be gone. And that's going to be gone through what they call the Bail-in Act. And I've discussed this before. Your stocks and shares and investments, they're going to be gone because of property right laws and centralized control of certificate ownership. Your mortgage property, that's going to be gone as well, as many people are going to see foreclosures as these are taken from you. Your finance car, that's going to be repossessed. And the food stores, well, they're going to be closed or empty of stock. And what is available now is actually becoming unaffordable. But at this point, you won't have any money anyway, so it won't matter. So let me just stop a moment. I want you to picture this in your mind, what this looks like for you and your family. Did you take preparations to protect them? Because now you're going to be vulnerable, weakened, poor, hungry, and most of all, you're going to be very afraid. The choices are very limited for you. That's right. The very global agenda for the World Economic Forum, for you to own nothing and be happy, has just been achieved. And I'm guessing that you're not happy at all, are you? Will the government save you? Well, you do know that most of them are young global leaders for the World Economic Forum. The politicians, prime ministers, and presidents don't work for you. They are nothing but gatekeepers that have been brought into lockstep by the whips that make them comply to the corporate interests. You cannot trust any of them whatsoever. And please, don't tell me that you believe that they are in charge. The solutions for your demise will be offered up by the very global government people that created the problem you now have. And the options, unfortunately, are not very nice. That's right, it's about to get a lot worse. The eradication of the middle class is just a stepping stone towards the real goal. And that goal is not just the global enslavement of humanity, it's the enslavement of the human mind and the trapping of your soul, so it can never return to where it came from, and the true dystopian nightmare unfolds. This planet becomes a real living hell, and the satanic elite have created this for the very demons and dark malevolent entities that they worship and sacrifice to. I know you're wondering how this will be achieved. So now we turn our attention to the advancements in artificial intelligence, in AI, Neuralink technology, and how this will become the base platform or the foundation of where it's really going to go. Right now, we can safely say it's widely well known that you have given all the tech giants permission to gather your data, information, and know how you think. In order to profile us, and as horrifying as this seems, it's nothing in comparison to where it's heading. Suppressed technology is being developed in the shadows, and quantum computing is now here. And its power to hack and steal the likes of Bitcoin and crypto from blockchain is now a reality. This quantum computing is to be the foundation of your soul trap. Yeah, that's right. To keep you here for eternity. For AI and computing are to become the ultimate everything, attaining a level of godlike. And this entity needs a platform base for this to happen. And if you ever saw the movie, The Lawnmower Man, well, then you kind of know what I'm hinting at here. We're aware currently that most humans are carrying nanotechnology in their blood through several means of entry. Or, they may have ingested it, or they may have breathed it in. This is your self-assembling motherboard for your DNA transmitter. A transmitter receiver, that is. The next stage of this editing can be done by CRISPR technology. Funnily enough, which DARPA now has the developing funding to be able to make this happen. Add this to the coercement of brain connect chips like Neuralink, Google's implant, and several others, all in the hands of billionaires like Elon Musk, Larry Page, and Peter Thiel. And there's more that are doing this as well right now. And this is all in the rush towards transhumanism. The next step is also happening right now. They're using something that is faster at computing than any chip. And that is the human brain cell, which is now a reality. This is required for the ultimate computer. But for this to operate to its full power and potential, it's going to need more than just a few brain cells working together. Now, let me remind you of what you are. You are a soul having an experience being human inside this very meat suit that you now reside. You're the only animal that once born can't walk for around a year. You're hairless. You need clothes to remain in this climate. You're not good with this gravity on your body. And you have the actual ability to invent, create, and build using your mind. It's looking a lot like you've been brought here, and now you know what they want you for. It's pretty telling that we are being farmed. The achievement of compliance is in the current brainwashing for the agendas of climate change and also sustainable development, as well as collapsing the weaponized financial system. And as I said earlier, humanity will be on its knees. The promise of protection against a decaying world will be to preserve human life in cryo-homeostasis chambers. The promise of being woken up in 50 years when the world has healed itself and becomes a paradise once more will be the lie that will be sold to us. This will be in the underground bases known as DUMBs, which have been carved out by the military and our favourite brain chip manufacturer, Elon Musk, who owns the Boring Company, funnily enough. These are going to be the storage facilities for the human plug-in cryotanks and quantum cell computing systems. I want you to remember how powerful the mind is and how powerful consciousness is and how incredibly all-knowing the all-spark of life is, your soul. Now, anything that can have this kind of ultimate unyielding power under its control is dangerous. They're also a very determined evil force that can attack and eventually destroy God himself. This has always been the goal of the intelligent consciousness, the intelligent dark energy that wants to consume the light and the love. It may sound like we're in an unrecoverable situation right now, but knowing what we have discussed here today and really understanding the true power that resides within us, all we have at this very moment in time is the opportunity to push back and stop this. Please find your voice and never be afraid to use it, because the consequences of remaining silent will usher in this dystopian nightmare. Sometimes we don't see the bigger picture until we actually have enough pieces of that puzzle. Please keep searching. Please keep sharing. Because the future is now in your hands and your hands alone. And we must connect together and share the information to make sure this dystopian nightmare doesn't come down upon our heads and soul trap us for the rest of our lives. As I said a little bit earlier, all we have to do is stand up, and this is completely over. Now, just posting this video on your page and sending it out to your friends sows the seed between everyone. Share it to the groups, please. Share it to the groups that you're in. Because the next step in the totalitarian tiptoe could be the very one that wakes them up. And in doing so, means that they will no longer have the upper hand upon us. It's going to be a lot easier to defeat tyranny right now than it is in several years, when not only are we plugged into a mainframe computer, using our brains and consciousness and ability to attack the very creator that made us in the first place, the very creator of which your soul within you is a fractal of. They need you to attack God. They need you to kill God. And if they manage to do that, I couldn't imagine what the world is like. I couldn't imagine my soul being trapped in this body, plugged into a computer forever, and never being going back to where it came from. Please, people, this is probably a moment in our life that is the most important stage, and the window of opportunity is there. Please stand together, and as I said, share this information, as crazy as it might seem, and also go out there and research and speak the truth, because everyone else around you will do the same when you do. And it has to start with somebody. It has to start with me. It has to start with you. And tomorrow it has to start with everyone else. Thanks once again. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was worth the wait. And I hope you understand what I said. If you have any questions, please message me, contact me. There's nothing to hide here. We're all in the boat together. So take it easy, sleep well, and we'll talk soon. Thank you very much.